Put your parts on again, release. Now you're going to come up on a high point, sitting on one of those angles. So you're going to have to go down with this just slightly. Okay. Put your parts on, open rack. Rotate to the other high point right here. Close. Okay. When adjusting this up and down, you don't have to worry about this closing on your hand or anything, because this is a two-hand button. You have to have both hands on the buttons, so it is as safe as we can possibly make it. This is what okay. Now, this rack is taken over, run through your system, plated, painted, whatever you're going to do to it. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to start unracking. Now to unrack, what you're going to do is put this particular end right here on that U-shaped piece down here. Okay? Now we're going to start on the flat again, so we're going to swing your work holder over. Now that's going to take and elevate that in so they're approximately the same length. Okay? It's just dropped all the parts. Now you do not have to worry about the slot on this one end because it is being supported down here by this U-shaped piece. So just lift this.
Richard, color extension 244. Richard, color extension 244.
Again, rotate it on the flat. Okay, drop parts. Go ahead. Rotate. Swing this back and set it on your high point. Now this rack has some odd size bolts on it right here. You really need to take and have bolts that are shorter than what your angle is right here. Because as you can see, this is kind of rocky in here. You don't want that because it's going to be hard to control the rack. And if the rack comes down, it can take and end up damaging your parts or your rack. You can pull this forward so it's braced by the jaw itself. Close. Parts drop. Parts drop. Now your rack is ready to go back into the lower position to take and rack parts. This is the only way to take and use this type of rack unless you're willing to take and unbolt these, slide a piece of tube on, which is going to be from the center here, come out to here. So if this is, say, a ½ inch, you use a 1 inch ID pipe, slide it on there, and then weld it to here, and weld it over here, and that will take and rotate this around the mast, and it can fit into this hoop right here. Okay? It's a little bit of an adjustment up and down, but it's the only way to do it, and people have been doing it this way for years. I just do not want any misconceptions about the little bit of extra efforts it's going to. It really will not make that much of a difference in your production. It's going to be so much faster than hand racking anyway. So if there's any questions, you can call me.